now, unemployment continues to be a thorn in the side of a government which has made job creation one of its load-bearing pillars. The latest numbers from the Labour Bureau show that unemployment rate has hit a 5-year high of 5% in the fiscal. CNBC TV 18 brings you more.
For the Narendra Modi government, job creation has been a top priority. That's what all its efforts to improve the economy's competitiveness, increase manufacturing footprint and simplify archaic labour laws are aimed at achieving. The biggest challenge is to absorb the 1 million plus youth entering the workforce every month. But it's a battle the government seemed to be losing. In FY16, for instance, when the economy grew at a not to be scoffed at 7.6%, the unemployment rate rose to 5% from 4.9% in FY14. Female job seekers had a particularly tough time. Unemployment rate for this segment of the workforce came in at 8.7% against 7.7% in FY14. In urban India, that figure stood at 12.1%. Unemployment aside, underemployment has also become a big pain point. As the Labour Bureau survey noted, and I quote, "Some may be working on jobs which do not allow them to fully utilize their abilities or from which they earn very low incomes. All this constitutes underemployment, which remains a worrying aspect of the employment-unemployment scenario in the country." Unquote. Experts say it's issues like underemployment and low productivity that need to be addressed in a hurry.
India doesn't have a jobs problem, we have a wages problem. So probably unemployment is the wrong number to look at, because anybody who has a job, wants a job, has a job. Unfortunately, they don't have the wages that they want. So anybody can get a job at 5,000 rupees, but it's very difficult to live in a big city at 5,000 rupees. So more than unemployment, underemployment is probably important. So 5% as a number is nice to compare because Western economies look at it like that. But I'm not sure it's a relevant number for India.
One other major concern is the lack of permanency in the jobs being created. We here at CNBC TV 18 had pointed out this trend when we reported on how nearly 70% of the jobs created by the auto industry's top players last year were contractual in nature. There are also some experts who believe that the Labour Bureau's report may be a little conservative in nature because the sample size of 1.55 million households is relatively small in size and may not be adequate to truly reflect the ground realities. Now, the government has learned to be working on a new labour code designed to boost employment, but experts caution that even if political consensus is reached, a new code alone may not be enough.
I think manufacturing is low in India for various reasons, infrastructure, regulatory cholesterol. But yes, labor laws is an important part of that. And, you know, an employment contract which is marriage without divorce, which is what employment laws make it to be, obviously needs to be addressed at some point in time.
One big challenge the government will face is that only 11% of India's growing workforce is engaged in manufacturing. That number is closer to 30% in economies like the US and China. And with increased automation and reshoring of jobs back to the developed world, the government has its work cut out for it. In New Delhi, Ronojoy.